assignment. But if you are here and you submitted the assignment, or you just indicate so that we go through them, and I help you out before I do my own demonstration. If you are here present, indicate. Let me just so I can play your video and give you my. Okay, Daniel, Daniel, have you sent me your video already?
Yes.
Hold on. Okay, I think I found yours. I found yours. Just a minute. I want to play your video. Hold on. Okay, I found your video. Let me play it. Let me share my screen. Can you guys see my screen? Hello?
I can say.
Can you guys see my screen? Are you seeing the screen?
No, I can't see this coming.
Okay. Hold on. Can you guys see it now? Are you guys seeing the screen now?
Okay, fine now.
Okay, so this is Daniel's project. Daniel, you really tried. It was a commendable attempt. Then there's where you let me just play the video. So I'm about to play the original video so that we can compare. This is the original video. Are you guys seeing the original video? Can you guys see the video?
Yep.
Okay. So this is the original video. Watch closely. Then this was what Daniel submitted, and it was very close. But then I still have some notes that I want us to work through. Daniel, if you are still here, can you turn on your microphone? I would love to ask you some questions.
All right.
Okay. So watching your video, I think everything is almost the same just from here. So what was your thought? What happened?
Okay. So for that part, um,
Yes.
I decided to make it a rectangle instead because I couldn't get the font for the Smirnoff in the background. So I don't know how I was going to blend the circle by the time it covers the screen such that the Smirnoff that was in the white background will now appear on top. So I just created another background and made it a rectangle instead.
Okay, wait. Let me get you. Well, you said you don't know how what?
So this background, this white background, it has
Yes.
Smirnoff written like um
Yes.
so I couldn't get the font on After Effects. So I created another background. I didn't create the background in After Effects. So I created another background and brought it in as the rectangle. That's why it appeared like that.
Wait. You created another background.
Yes. So the white
You
one
mean
is
this?
one
You mean this
background.
stuff?
Yes, then this red rectangle is another background. There are two different images.
But is this rectangle under the spin off?
Yeah,
Okay, so
no,
you created this thing as a shape, as a picture,
yes,
and you scaled it. Okay, I understand what you did. But then there are still a lot of ways you could have achieved. You could have achieved that result. I don't know if my screen is still sharing. If my screen is still sharing. Uh, so if I'm going to play the original video one more time, I will show you. We can observe what happened. Can you see my screen?
No.
Okay. Um, you should see it by now. Now, look at what happened here is that there is a cycle. Uh, there is the cycle scale and covered everything. Now, the spin off you are talking about, that you are talking about in the black background and in the white background. That can you hear me?
yes, yes,
This this spin off, you have it in your first background, which is the white, Abby.
yes.
How do you created the spin off? That right up.
Okay, so I got the um image actually. Then I put it on the white background.
You got the spin off image. That's the write up as a PNG or what?
Yes, yes,
Okay, and you put it on top of the black background on top of the white background.
yeah,
Okay, assuming you have much more experience with design, you would have understand that what they did there was that is the spin off was like an overlay. You know what an overlay?
yes,
Okay, as an since it's an overlay, they reduce the opacity and maybe change the screen mode. What you have done is to put it at the very, 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 very top layer or composition. You get, so regardless what happened under everything, eh, it will still show. You get, so there was no point
um,
going back
yeah, but
to
it will show on top of the that other truth or dare circle. Yeah, I thought about that too, but
no
it
no
was
no
going
no
to
no.
like
Just look at this. Wait, this is tutor DRB. It's actually still showing. Look at it. It's still showing on top of the tutor DR circle. It's just that you didn't pay
okay.
attention enough. Just look at the video well. You see that they just overlay everything, even on top of the total there. And look at just watch here. Can you see in the red part? You can see that here this the spin-off never changed from the beginning to the end. So the correction from this part is that you would have just added created a circle and scale it the same way you scale your rectangle, or you would have just scale it and it will just cover the whole scene. This is just order of layout. You get? It's a very simple stuff. I didn't want to explain it before. I wanted you guys to just do it yourself so that you can appreciate when we are going through the the correction, because sometimes we tend to miss some little things that will actually help us a lot. So the design animating, just like design, is beyond the technicality. Just it's understanding the concept. You get? So understanding is the concept. As so that the commendable work so far. At least you were able to at least do something with After Effects. That was the essence of the assignment. So you can just get to experience After Effects, and at last with that experience, you know how it feels to work with design elements and bringing them into After Effects, and also navigating the After Effects interface. You get? And you also learn how to work with some of the basic properties. All future animations are just within revolving around these little techniques. Okay, so I'll go over some other students their submission so that we can all appreciate. Uh, I don't know. I didn't rename most of these things. So if you are present and I'm going to your work, you can just signify it so I can just give it. So this is another work that is commendable. So this person missed out. Okay, his mean of spelling, he used a red totally. Even at that, he forgot, or he refused to. So what happened with his own is that the same thing with the layering. He or she put the mean of at the bottom. You get? That's why it doesn't come up when he animates again. When he animates, there are little glitches which I'll talk when I will talk more about when I'm doing our correction. But then something I something I'm not really vibing with is the way the bottle spin. I know something. One thing again is that the original people that did their own, the main spin of video, the animation was not fluid. I mean, when I mean fluid, I mean the spinning. It wasn't spinning as though you would have spin it when spinning real life. Again, when you're animating, you should always draw inspiration from how it would how these things would have reacted if it was live. Again. So aside this spinning stage, which are, if you just notice, you just see it's spinning there before the speed increase just like that, and everything. Then another major concern is that the motions, we are not uh there was no fluidity. You get, everything was just rigid. You get, it's rigid. It's not coming smooth. It's just rigid. But then the key frame were I'll go over how to correct it. I don't know if the owner of this work is here, but then it's commendable. Commendable. I want to go to another student work. Uh, so there's another student. I don't know. I'm trying to play a video or his video, but then the video was more or less a text animation. But I don't know why my media player is not supporting it. Let me just skip to another video, shall come back to it eventually. I can't find my media player. I can't find my media player. I don't know why. Hold on. So I think I really enjoyed this person's attempt, even though the person used different a different type of bottle, but then I like his or her improvising, because he still maintained the branding. He still maintained the branding. That's there's a consistency in the color. Now that goes to show that the person actually do have experience with actually do have an experience with designing, because you can see from the outcome that with the little experience he or she has with design, there is this appeal that comes with the emotion. Again, I'm going to play it again. Now, just like what I complained from the last video, that stiffness. Okay, I'm guessing this person actually did apply the ease in and ease out using the F9 key. That is one. Another reason why it's appealing to the eyes is that the person actually did apply motion blur to the animation. You get the designing and the animation is smooth, is stable, it's not rushed, and everything appeals. So I think this is very commendable. Even though the person didn't add that watermark, that spin of ice, um, that spin of ice PNG. Even though self, me, I was not even expecting that PNG self because that was more or less like a no a a watermark, just you get. But this is a solid job. It's a solid job, commendable. So let's go over to the next project. The next person submission. So someone else. Can we see my screen? Can we see my screen? Can we guys see this screen?
Yes, I
Okay,
can.
okay. Yeah. So someone else tried to do a test animation. I don't know if the person was maybe trying to follow a tutorial video. But then it's commendable. Let me see. Okay. Hey. So the final submission. What are your favorite cravings? Yummy pizza, crispy chicken wings, tasty burgers and chips, creamy milkshakes, sweetie donuts. We have them and many more. We also deliver to your doorstep. Short belly food. Satisfy your endless cravings. So someone else one of us did this animation. So you can see that somebody is already doing some real some real project with what we have with the same foundation or with the same practice. They went as far as to make this. So we have a background, a looping background, masking. This was masked inside of the shape, just like we discussed in the last class. This was this was also masked and there is also they use the position keyframe, text animation, basic text animation, mask, and another one reviewed opacity, another one reviewed. Very basic stuff, but then you can see how effective some little technique can go a long way into creating your motion content. So if you are good with designs, you can you can actually go far. You get doing solid professional work with your motion design. So I think that's basically all for people that submitted. So for the class today, we are actually going to create the same project together. So what I'm going to do now, let me share my Illustrator, and I'll also share my After Effects so that we can see what's going on. Can we see my Illustrator? Okay. Okay, yeah, that's cool. So I'll go ahead and create a new document. I'm going to be using 1080 by 1080, since that's the size I'll be animating with in After Effects. Okay, 1080 by 1080 pixel. Let's call it spin. Let's call it spin bottle and I create it. So now we have a so now ca- can we see my After Effects? All right, 1080 by 1080. Then let me just use 10 seconds or 15. 15 seconds. Okay, so let's continue. Um, we'll have to start by designing the project, the artboard or the artwork. So if you are on your Slack, you can view the material that was shared. That's the video I shared. So what you'll find basic shapes, okay, and everybody have their um, way of designing with Illustrator or whatever tool you use. So I'm just going to approach it with any method that comes to my head right now. So I'm going to use my circle shape. Mm, Let me see the size. Okay. So what I'm doing, so I just created this shape and I want to make the remaining part of the shape. So I just centralize everything. Sorry. So I'm just trying to, to make the shape. So I'm trying to download the logo, the PNG version. So I want to start. Can you guys see my After Effects? I'll start by creating a solid for the background. I'll call it BG. So I'm going to lock this layer. Then I'll just need to start importing my project file. Okay. I don't know why this one refused me. Well, then let me just correct it with After Effects. So now we have our background design. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to import that spin-off into the composition. I'll scale it down. Maybe I'll rotate it a bit. I can do now is that over the effect and preset, I can just search for fill. Now I can change the color of the PNG I just got in. I will have to press T on my keyboard to bring out opacity and reduce the opacity a bit further. So as you can see, we are a lot closer to the finished design. What you will do now is to import the, the bottle and scale it down. At each point, you can always be comparing your reference. You can always be comparing your reference. So now what we can do, we have the so like what I was trying to explain to Daniel and the rest of them. These are your layers. Everything are depend on how you order them. It depends on how you order your layer. Hold on, sorry. So what you can do now, the animation, I can move forward in time, let's say almost 5 seconds, and I will just have to press my rotation property, hit the keyframe so that then go backward in time and okay, go forward in time rather. And use oh sorry, I was using the wrong layer. It, it's also to be this layer. Rotation arrow. So let's do this. Okay. Yeah. We have our keyframe. Then press F9 on your keyboard. We cannot it will now smoothen the animation a bit more. Again. So I want it to get more slow. I want the speed to get a bit more slow at the end. You know how when you try to um end the end your ride, or when you apply your brake, it doesn't just end immediately. There's a break in the frequency. So that's why I use that one. So I also want to do that with the beginning a bit, just a little, because when you spin something, it doesn't just start spinning very fast. You get now to make this movement much more easy to the eyes. Over here, this is where we have our motion blur. This is called motion blur. It simulate that motion. So I apply the motion blur. If you can watch the animation, the main animation reference, you can tell that. Let's just watch it again and know what next to do. So now this is what we can do now. With our shape tool, we can create a cycle. You drag, sorry. So let me scale this thing down. Now, if you notice, while I try to scale it down, it is not scaling from how I want it to scale. That's because the anchor point is not at the center. How you can put it at the center? You just go to this anchor, this tool here, and let me zoom out. You see this anchor point. Just try as much as possible to take it to the center. So now if you try to scale, you see how it scale from the center now. Awesome. So let's position this thing. Align. At this point, I'll put a keyframe. I'll go backward a bit and I'll set the keyframe to 0. Then forward in time, I'll try and increase the keyframe till it can cover everything just like this. Definitely, I will have to change the color to suit what we are working with. So we can call this, you can literally call it anything, then call it cycle. Now we need to, let me just rename this thing to bottle. Let me rename this to watermark. I will have to take this cycle below the bottle and we can now play the animation. Now, what we can do here is to adjust the timing of the animation of the cycle rather by bringing this one closer, this a bit closer. F9. So let me just reduce the opacity of this watermark more. I will try to bring in this video so that we can, at every point, we can compare what's happening. So from the reference video, we see that this bottle maintain this position till this long. Then we move forward in time and we make it this way. Okay. Then if you notice, at the same keyframe from here to this point, you notice the bottle have to come down. So at this original point, I'll make the bottle. I'll go to scale. That's S on your keyboard. I move forward in time. Just at the same time, the bottle stop rotating. I will bring the. Okay, sorry. It's supposed to be the position keyframe. P on your keyboard. Bring out your position property. Press U on your keyboard. Go forward in time, and you drag it down. So let me just easy and we watch the animation. So the next what's the next thing on the video is to bring out this text that says dare to do it responsibly. So this one should be pretty easy. What we can do is your your keyboard, your your type to then we just type there DARE to drink responsibly. So we have this. I like this font. Looking much more. Let's just go with the font. So a very simple thing we can do is to just go to your effect and preset with your with your text highlighted. Just go to animate preset, go down to text, animate in maybe, then select anything, maybe fade upward. Let me try this. So you just keep adjusting your your timeline till you are satisfied with with the timing. So my full animation is going to be within 8 seconds. So you can see we have done the assignment in less than how many minutes you get? In less than how many minutes we have done this assignment in order and everything looking smoother and in sync. Do we have questions before we close for today? If you have questions, please ask your question. Yes. Do we have questions? Please use your mic if you have questions. I can. Ask your question, please.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
So my question goes to us. When you were doing the design aspect of it, is it just like somebody was about asking, is it compulsory we use AI? Can't we use other platform to do the design and then import it to
No, no,
Adobe
no.
Effects?
I never said it's compulsory to use AI again. You
Okay.
can use
At the
anything,
same time,
any way you want to use. It's the same process. But then the only reason why I'm using AI is because AI is just easy for me. It's just easy. It's just easier for me with AI because of the integration. Since it's Adobe, it's easier to it's much more flexible for it. But then, if you notice, all the same process I did, you can still do them with any design software and be bringing them in as PNG, all to check it. So the only if another thing you would have noticed is that even though I use AI to design and I didn't import my bottle from AI. I just carried it as a PNG and do up again. So whatever design tool, even Figma, you can use Figma to do your design. You get and export everything as a PNG, and assemble them with After Effects. Again, the essence of this class is this motion design class is not to teach you how to design, but to just help you understand how to integrate your designs practices with motion. Yeah. I also import with Photoshop. I can import from Photoshop. That is why I taught you guys how to import from Photoshop, from normal pictures and with Illustrator, using any method. I'm sure most of the guys that did their assignment, they didn't use AI to create their own artworks. Then you get, but then as a motion designer, there's no right or wrong way or right or wrong approach to do motion design. So the best practice is that you just find what works for you. You are your own boss, do your own thing. But then, in fact, at this stage, at this stage in at this stage of motion design, what
thank you, sir.
hello, hello, okay, at this stage of as a motion designer, if you really want to at this stage of as a motion designer, if you really want to advance, what you should be doing, look for motions that interest you. Just like the assignment I gave. Go to Instagram, look for things that interest you, the kind of job you want to be doing, or the type of project you want to be doing. Download them, bring them into After Effects, examine them again, examine them and try to replicate them exactly how they were created. Now, the reason why I want you to try to recreate them for exactly because this limitation help you to think. When you are limited to an instruction, because that's what you'll be doing most at the end of the day. Again, most times your clients will send you something and they'll be like, "Can you do this? Can you do that?" Again, I want this type of this thing, even though they are going to change their content, but this is what I want. This is what I want. This is what I want. Your client may bring something from Kuda, maybe Kuda advert. You get, and they're like, "Oh, we need a motion design like this for our own bank. Maybe the bank is uh Wema Bank. Okay, but then So just like as designers, you need to learn how to design first. You need to learn how to replicate that design before you start creating your own new design ideas. But then before you can know how to design your own idea, you need to know how to copy people's ideas. You get and copy them effectively. With the process of copying them effectively, you learn the principles behind why that design work. So the same thing with motion. Try the best way to improve your learning speed is by taking up some projects that are existing and try to recreate them. Yeah. Even if you go as far as watching them frame by frame. If you watch what I did, yeah, I went as far as bringing the original video and look at and I was watching their timing. Okay, what happened next? This is when this thing move out. Okay, I know that. And if you look at my keyframe, I know that. Okay, this was when they speed out. This when they expand. This you get. So as a motion designer, just learn how to copy good motion. Learn how to follow tutorial videos. You get. The more you practice yourself, you will encounter problems and you find a way to solve those problems, and that is how you grow. Okay. So you don't need to wait for me to even give you assignment or anything, or anybody to give any assignment. Try as much as possible to practice and to attempt some problems. I will always be here for to give solutions, but then you need to make that effort to copy good motion design. Any other question? Do you have any other question as regards to this class? In the absence of question, I think we can call it a class. See you next class. I will communicate another assignment for you guys to attempt against the next class. I'll drop a reference video on our channel. Then you guys can attempt it against the next class. Thank you all for your time. We have to jump now. Okay, your attendance. I don't know who is responsible for the attendance sheet, but as usual, they will communicate the link or the form for you guys to fill.